Thank God for guiding the first full day of our NYTS. Usually at the first day, first and second day, we might feel a bit more tired, exhausted, because because our body that we are not so adjust to the schedule, to the time to wake up, time to sleep, that our body might not be so tuned to it. We are not used to spend so much time to pray, to kneel and to pray. So at the beginning of an event, you might feel a bit rusty, tired, fatigued, just like an old car that has been parked untouched for several months, if not years. So hopefully, as time continue through more and more spiritual exercise, that we are able to gear up, to warm up the engine, that we are able to really drill into the spirit of the event, also the spirit of prayer. This time in our 2024 PMVP, the theme of the PMVP is living sacrifice. Living sacrifice. PMVP, the purpose is not advancement in more and more knowledge. The purpose of the PMVP is to shape you so that you will be equipped, you will be trained, you will be disciplined, you will be prepared so that you are able to serve. So a life of living sacrifice means that your life presents a value in the eyes of the Lord. A living sacrifice acceptable in the eyes of the Lord. It means that your life means something. Also, it is very important not only for the PMVP students that they must strive to live a life of living sacrifice, but in fact, the same apply to the PMVP, the same apply to the NYTS, the same apply to the counselors, the same apply to the ministers. That you and I, there is only one goal, there is only one purpose in our life, is that we are able to become the living sacrifice that's fully acceptable in the eyes of the Lord. So, but how? As much as we know that yes, it is important to dedicate our life for the Lord. Yes, it is important to commit to a higher purpose in life. We want to be a living sacrifice. We want to be acceptable in the eyes of the Lord. But what does that mean to be a living sacrifice? And how else that we can become a living sacrifice? Let's all turn to the book of Romans. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Verse 2. And do not be conformed by this world or to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This is a very famous statement that I believe we all read it before. This is one of the most well-known statements, one of the most well-known verses in the Bible, that present yourself as a living sacrifice. But in here, Apostle Paul encouraged you and I that we shall present ourselves as a living sacrifice. But what does it mean? And how do you become a living sacrifice? Number one, in here, he said that you shall not be conformed to the world, but you need to transform. So if you want to find true value in your life, that in the journey as you continue to take this journey, if you want to find purpose of existence in your life, number one, the Lord said, in here, Apostle Paul remind you and I that are you dare to be different? In here, what does it mean by do not conform to the world? Human beings, you and I, we are all the same. So by nature, we are easily and continuously impacted and influenced by our surroundings. We are communal, which means that we like to be with people, with group, to be included into certain community. And we like to, and we draw closer to people who bear the similar style, find some resemblance. We tend to hang out with the group that we feel more comfortable with. So yes, you and I, we feel that we need friends, that we want to be included by certain groups. However, noting that when you are constantly immerse yourself in certain group, or when you always hang out with certain people, sooner or later, that you will start to imitate the people that you hang out with. Sooner or later, you will talk more and more alike. You will think more and more alike. And you will do things more and more alike. Because that's how we human beings, that's how we were built. That's why sometimes you notice that if you pay attention to the couples, to certain couples, husband and wife, that the longer they marry, sometimes you look at them, you're like, they look alike. Okay? So for the husband, if you look from if the hair is a bit longer, wait, is that the husband or the wife? No, that's kind of too far. Okay, so you know what? Sometimes if you know spouses, you know couples, I don't know, maybe your parents, that you notice that they are quite similar in the way that they talk, in the way that they laugh, in the way that they, I don't know, yeah. But why? It's not that they look alike. Like it might not be the physical similarities, but in fact, usually you notice that the husband and wife, the longer they marry, they actually grow into each other. They become more and more and more alike. Like in my family, when I first married, that my wife told me, no midnight snacks. It's not good for you. After 5 years, she gave up on nagging me about it. After another 5 years, now we share snacks. Yeah. So you know what? Actually, we start to grow into a more and more alike because the living style. But not just the living style, including the way that you think, including your value, your direction, because people do impact one another. And the world is constantly trying to make you more and more similar to them, to the world. Okay? Like it or not, when you are in the world, every day, day to day, every day you are dealing with assimilation. The world wants you to, it is like a tug of war. The world is pulling you and pull you over and say, learn from me, talk like me, think like me, act like me. The world is trying to pull you away from God, from church, from the value of the Bible. Yes, and the world is trying very hard. I don't know. Only you know if the world is successful in polling. Okay? So we are all in NYTS, and I believe in these 2 weeks, you will act as holy as you could. Because with all the TJC members, with the counselor and the pastor surrounding you, I believe that in these 2 weeks, you will act as religious as you could. Huh? But the problem is not here. The problem is not about these 2 weeks. In these 2 weeks, that, we will not expect, or we will not worry about, is someone going to say cursing and foul language? I hope we don't need to worry about that. Okay? That in here, in these 2 weeks, there are a lot of things that we will not see, or we will not hear, because you will behave as proper as expected. Okay? But the real challenge is not here. The real challenge is that after these 2 weeks, when you leave here, when you go home, when you get your phone back, when you get on internet, when you, when you are with your friends once again, what kind of conversation that you engage, what kind of website that you visit, what kind of language that you use, what kind of living style that you adapt, that's what determines if you are able to live an outstanding life for the Lord. It's not here. It's not here. So, brothers and sisters, the world is trying very hard to pull you to their side. Okay? Just like what Jesus said to Apostle Peter. He said to Peter that Simon, Simon, Satan wants to get a hold of you. It's right there, right outside, waiting for you. Right outside. So, young brothers and sisters, you should know the same, that Satan is waiting for you outside and cannot wait to devour you. Cannot wait to influence you by the social media, by the content of the website. Cannot wait to pull you over by your so-called friends that give you something that's against the Bible concept or the religious teachings. Okay? So then here, Apostle Paul told us, if you want to be a living sacrifice, you have to begin by daring to be different. Okay? You are different. So what? What's the big deal? Your friends say, I don't like this. Well, too bad. You know that when you are always being swinging left and right, my friend said this, my friend said that. There was once that there was a young youth, college youth, that he said, Pastor, I was like, what is it? And he said, I think we should change our church's name. I was like, why? My friend doesn't like it. I was like, okay. And after a while, he came again and said, Pastor, we should not pray in tongue. I was like, why? My friend doesn't like it. That it actually puzzles me a long time, and I couldn't hold it. And I was just like, what make you think I care about what your friends say? I know that was mean. I know that was mean. Maybe I should not say it out loud, but I did. Yeah. You know what? Nowadays, are you trying very hard to please your friend, even to the point that that's against your belief in the Bible? Are you trying so very hard to be accepted by your friend, even at the cost of the wrath of the Lord? That will determine if you are able to live out a life as a living sacrifice. That you find in the Bible that all those important workers, the saints in the Bible, that they are dared to be different. Even that means they have to stand against the whole world. Look at what happened to the 3 friends of Daniel. Okay? When everyone bow down to the golden image, when the angry king stare at them and say, how dare you? And they say, Nebuchadnezzar, don't bother. We will never bow down. That's dare to be different. So in here, we should be reminded that in order to live a life as a living sacrifice, that we must be able to be different than what the world wants you to be. So then here says that do not conform to the world, but being able to transform. How do you transform? What does it mean by transform? Transform is a renewing process. By reading Bible more, you know what God wants. By praying more, you know you shall be different. So by constant cultivation, when you are constantly cultivate your spirituality, then the you today become better than the you yesterday. The you today become stronger than the you yesterday. The you today becomes closer to the expectation of God than yesterday. The you today is one step closer to the Lord than the you yesterday. That's called continuous renewal. So do not conform to the world, but transform into a new being, a new life with a new goal and new direction. That's number one. Number two, let's go back to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 3. Verse 3, for I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt it to each one a measure of faith. That in here, Apostle Paul continued to share about a living sacrifice. So the second requirement to be a living sacrifice is a clear assessment to yourself. A clear assessment. We call that self-assessment. Self-assessment means that you are able to know where you are, who you are, where you are, what is the current status of your faith. So then here, Apostle Paul says, do not look yourself more highly than you ought to, according to the measure of faith that God grants to you, able to see yourself and know yourself well. But what does it mean to you and I today? Many years ago, a brother, when I was in Africa, many years ago, there was a trip that I was in Africa, and one of the church brother pulled me to the side. Okay, one of the church brother pulled me to the side, and he said, Pastor, I need your help. I was like, okay, what is it? He said that when you go back to U.S., can you give a call? Can you make a phone call to my mother? I was like, okay. Your mother is in America. Yeah. He said, yeah, my mother went to America. And then I was like, okay, sure. But why? Why do you want me to call her? He told me that his mother used to be very active, very fervent, very actively in participating in holy work, doing visitation, preaching the gospel when she was in Africa. In fact, she was a church council. So he said that her mother used to be the church council and a very, very active worker in the local church. But he told me that after his mother immigrated to U.S., though that the mother is only about 40 minutes living about 40 minutes from church. But for the last 18 years, she never, ever stepped into the church. Not that far. It's only 40 minutes. But for 18 years, the time that she was in America, for 18 years, she did not take a single trip or drive to church attending Sabbath. Not at all. Not at all. And I look at the brother. I was like, why don't you call her yourself? I mean, you are the son. You are the son. You should call her. You should encourage her. And he's like, yeah, Pastor, I did. He told me that he called his mother periodically. And every time when he called, he would tell the mother that, oh, you know what, you should, God love you so much. God bless you so much that you should keep the Sabbath. You should go and attend the service. He told me that he did all this. And the mother always replied, son, don't worry about me. I am still in good terms with God. Yeah, I am very close to God. God loves me. I love God. The only thing is I don't have the time to go to church. And she even quoted from the Bible that, in the past, how my strength from the past is the same today. From Caleb, back then my strength, I used to be strong. Today I am the same. I'm still strong. She actually quote the verse and tell the son, don't worry. Once upon a time, I was strong and fervent and God loving. Today I am the same. The only thing is I don't go to church. I mean, apparently that she was able to, the mother, she was able to convince herself. Delusional. She was able to convince herself, I am fine. Okay? Because of her work. After she came to U.S., she opened. She bought a piece of land. She started planting vegetable, all the farmings, and then she needs to attend the farmers market, which is on Saturday. Okay. So in order to make more money, she needs to go to farmers market on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, because that's where the good business is. But in the last 18 years, she was able to continuously convince herself, I am fine, I am very fine. Okay? That I am still strong in faith. I am still close to God. I am still powerful in spirit. God loves me the same as I was before. She was unable to tell. She was so far away from God, so close to the edge of the cliff and about to fall off. This is what we mean by you need to know. You need to have a clear assessment about your situation, especially at your age. In fact, you are in the most vulnerable age. That we found so often that it is around this age, okay, the end of high school, beginning of college, or somewhere along the college. This is the time that you are physically mature, but mentally not yet ready. But then there were a lot of curiosities, okay, about opposite genders, about things of the world, about there were a lot of curiosity, and perhaps there are a lot of emotions kicking, or maybe there are a lot of people around you in school that you see, he is with her, they are together, this and that, and that that brings some of those curiosity into your mind, or shall we say, it brought temptations into your life. So at this most vulnerable age, are you able to see that you are in danger. Are you able to see that? Or you say, no, no worry. We are just hanging out. Nothing will happen. You know about the story of Eutychus, right? The guy that fell off from the window and pa! No, he resurrected. You know about the story in the book of Acts, how Eutychus sit on the window panel, and then he fall off. Do you think that Eutychus, he purposely sit there so that he would fall off and die? No. If you ask him, say, no, don't worry, I am okay. Don't worry, I won't fall asleep. Don't worry, I am, still okay, yeah. You know what? No one meant for themselves to fall over and die. But the fact is, he did. He wasn't prepared for that. He wasn't planning for that. But it doesn't matter. As much as you think I am still okay, as much as you think that I have control over it, as much as you think that, no, that will not happen to me. When you constantly place yourself in danger, soon or later, it's only demise awaits for you. In the past years, one thing that as an NYTS worker, one thing that we hated the most is when a student come up and say, Pastor, can we talk? And usually my impulsive reaction is like, no. Because I know what is coming. You know that when you after praying for a few days, after that having the Spirit of the Lord working inside of you, then you come out with your head bowed low and say, Pastor, can we talk? Oh, I hate it. Sometimes they burst out crying. And they were like, it was never meant to be. And I just want to turn around and smack the person on the face and say, it doesn't matter whether it was meant to be or not. It happened. What do you want me to do? So this is one thing. Young brothers and sisters, a clear self-assessment, knowing what situation you are in, able to see if you are in danger that jeopardize your salvation. If you are, honestly speaking, if your salvation is uncertain, you can forget about living a life of living sacrifice. You can forget about that part. If your salvation is a question mark, please don't bother about, I will live a life of living sacrifice, because that has nothing to do with you anymore. Seriously. Seriously. Living sacrifice is for those who are able to strive forward and say, here I am, use me. It's for those people. So young brother and sister, please, with my most sincere pleading, guard yourself. Do not think that it is okay. Do not think that, you know what, this is okay, it is okay. Nothing will happen. Because by the time it happens, it's too late. Okay? So number 2, if you want to be a living sacrifice, by the measure of the faith that God granted to you, able to see if you are strong or not. Okay? If the measurement of the faith is too small, okay, you're able to see that, you know what, I'm actually pretty weak. I need to pray more. I need to fast. I need to ask more people to monitor me. That's what NYTS is for. If you are uncertain about your self-control, having someone watch you, the person next to you. Many years ago, when I was in SSC, one of the SSC students sitting next to me, and he said that, He said that, you know what, I might fall asleep in class. So to be a good brother, you need to help me. You need to pinch me. I was like, sure. Oh, I had fun. I have a lot of fun during that SSC. Until all purple. Yeah. And then when you are he's all angry, right? I was like, you told me to do it. He's like, oh, yeah. So you know what? If you want to be sure, having someone next to you pinch you. Not physically. I mean, physically is fine. That's just between you two. You want someone to, call you up, check on you. No. Someone that you talk to, someone that hey. Have you behaved? Are you guarding yourself? We have a pledge, we have a promise that one day we will keep ourselves, guard ourselves. We will be able to, your wedding day, I shall be your best man in the chapel. And my wedding day, you come as my best man in the chapel. It can be a pledge. It can be a pledge that you promise each other. So number 2, please, able to see yourself clearly. Number 3, let's go back to Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12. Chapter 12, verse... let's read verse 1. I think here it says that you present your body a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Number 3, it goes back to the very beginning, the term, the word, reasonable. What does it mean by reasonable? You know that as you are able to guard yourself, as you are able to serve in the house of the Lord, as you are able to actively participate in holy work, good for you. Good for you. However, to be a living sacrifice, there is still one more requirement. One more. That you need to serve and able to deem all your effort as a reasonable service. But what does it mean? What does it mean by reasonable service? Reasonable service it means that you are only doing something that you should. You are only doing something that you should. Nothing extraordinary, nothing so amazing and deserve a lot of praises and applause. You know what? Sometimes people looking for recognition, right? When you have some achievements, you want recognition. Little kids, they draw something, they come, daddy, mommy, see what I drew. Or they want people to recognize, having some praises, having applause from the parents, from others. Okay. Okay, that's All right. So you know what? Number 3. We need to stop this. All right. Now this is a practice, a training, so that that you can overlook, you can ignore the disturbance. Okay? So number 3 thing here that we need to pay attention. Yes, you are serving. Good for you. I believe that many of you are either start to help about RE class, teaching REs, or interpretation, or other field of serving, playing piano, hymn leading. Some of you even doing interpretation. Good for you. Thank God. Thank God that so many of you are so gifted, so talented, so able. But the thing is, to be a living sacrifice means you serve. You dedicate and commit your time, your energy, your life to the Lord. Yes, however, Living sacrifice is not only about serving, but after you serve, you are able to humbly say, I am only doing something that I should. That's called reasonable service. Okay? If you are a servant, then you serve. Nothing so amazing about it because it's only your due responsibility. So when we are serving, okay, you are the RE teacher, you are very good in teaching RE class, you are interpreter, you are so amazing in translation, you can play piano so well, you play for the choir. Okay? But after you have done your service, what is that mentality that you kept in your mind? You know that people will come up to you. People will come up to you, I say, good job, well done. How would you react? How would you respond both inside out? Outside, you might say, oh yeah, thank God, thank God, thank God. How about inside? How about inside? Inside, say, oh, I am the best of the best. Okay? So when you start seeking for your own glory, then for you, service is no longer reasonable. So reasonable service means that you know, you believe that you are only doing something that you should. Okay? Just like a servant serving the master, nothing extraordinary, nothing amazing, nothing that deserves any reward or applause from the master. The master look at you and say, yeah, get your job done. And you did it. The job said, okay, do the next one. So if we are able to keep that kind of mentality, it is a very important mentality. For you and I, when we are serving in the house of the Lord, please always bear in mind, we are only paying the debt. We are only doing what we have to. We ought to. It's only getting our job done. Okay? So when you do not expect any praises, any glory from men, and then your service will be elevated. You will be elevated by the Lord and receive the crown of glory that He bestowed for you. Okay? That's how you have. That's how you and I. That's how we become a living sacrifice for the Lord. So may the Lord, through this NYTS, may the Lord fill every one of us with His Spirit. You pray more. You learn. You pray. You prepare yourself. You equip. So may the Lord grant us the power of the Holy Spirit that we are all able to determine, to commit our life. That say to the Lord that I should become a living sacrifice for you. Let's all come to the front to pray.